decision of your life. Prove to yourself that you have the strength and the courage to be free.
Join the Helldivers.
Hey there. You got me doing something super important for Super Earth. Hopefully, I'm not really standing anywhere where other people like to take videos, as I don't want to be in anyone's space. We can begin the video now. I am an Xbox diver, like many who may be watching this. I have seen and dropped on Oceune and have seen our failed expeditions. I was there when Alexandria was freed from Squid Menace. And I am here after Cyberstand, after we chose to help the 77th Seath Division escape rather than capturing the planet. Now, I am here to talk about my favorite part of this game and why, even with its low lows, the game has continued to have such a devoted fan base. Even if a lot likes to just complain about nothing or glaze it like the devs are an apple fritter from regular show. Before I get to the topic though, I would like to say a few warnings. This video is entirely opinionated, as the rest of my videos have been, as it is the reasoning for why I love this game. I am not someone like Commissar Kai, nor do I want to be like one of these YouTubers, as I don't really want to talk about the actual balancing, nerfs, and buffs of the game. I do have some non-terminated bugs that I wish it would patch out sooner rather than later, but that sort of talk will come up on its own if the topic gets there. Nor am I here to tell you what is good to use or not. My main goals for this video is to either start a discussion of what current fans and vets enjoy of the game, and maybe get a few people on the edge of buying this game to get it and try it for themselves. With my old man ramblings aside, we can get onto the main topic of this video, that being the sense of camaraderie and teamwork in this game. Now, for those who haven't actually played the game, to keep it simple, you and 3 other players pick your loadouts and drop on a planet to kill bugs, bots, or the Illuminate. Their nickname is also Squids because they kind of have like squid appendages. And do objectives in a time limit before leaving or dying. For everyone else, my favorite thing about this game starts from this loadout screen. While I mostly do play with my friends,
Join squadron.
man, what the fuck are you doing here? This is one of the rare few multiplayer games I play by myself and join randoms. Being able to see what everyone is bringing and help synergize with teammates effectively is one of the main components of feeling connected with each other, even if they are hundreds of miles away from me. Now, of course, you have people with one loadout not wanting to change a thing, and I myself am too much of a fan at times of my Maxigun, but there are also times where we can spend hours coming up with a perfect build for everyone, only for one thing to go wrong and ruin it all. Frustrating? Yes. However, this is where another point of mine comes up. One of the best and worst feelings in the game is when everything goes wrong. You're under a stratagem jammer, and there are 20 Hulks, 4 factory stars, 2 Vox engines coming in and closing on your team. So, you make a choice. You run into the jammer, turn it off, and before you can blow it up, you get filled with lead. But thanks to you, your team is able to regroup, call you back in, and fight back. Even if it is hard and it sucks at the moment, I find me and my friends talk about these moments long after the mission for the choices we made together. That is one of my first points. Now, I'm not saying this is entirely common, quite the opposite, as most times these kind of modes can get frustrating for everybody, no matter what level you're on. And it doesn't help that a lot of these moments your team will get separated due to enemies moving in, separating your teammates just by bodies. And then once you die, all those enemies disappear while your teammates have to deal with other bots or whatever you're fighting. And that is one of the biggest bugs, or maybe a feature to help the game run it, that I wish they would change up in some way, as very unsatisfying to die and then get caught by your teammates hoping to deal with whatever you fought, only for them to be gone entirely. That is not getting our butts handed for us, but rather the game engine spawning way too many enemies for if it is the case of an engine issue, and then getting rid of them, and then it feels like you just died to nothing. But besides that, with good teamwork, communications, and a little bit of luck, a good, well-rounded team who knows what each diver is good at can turn a terrible drop into a mission they thrive in with hundreds if not thousands of kills even after the hardship. True, we may have to stress about the time or say no to an extract and die in glorious liberty, but that is what divers do for Super Earth. If you have ever played Battlefield or at least heard or watched it, you may have seen or done a Battlefield moment. One where you feel like the main character of the game, taking down a bunker, getting a crazy kill streak, or even taking down a tank squad who has been ruining the game. Helldivers is no different to me though in this regard, as I feel as it gives these moments more easily due to the nature of the game. I will go on one mission with 500 kills, taking down elites, saving my friends and allies, and then next mission I am the one to provide backup for said main character as they do something either really stupid before the aura, as the kids say, or make a game-defining push for the camp that's been giving us way too much trouble. Now, there are divers who think they are always the main guy, the hero so to speak, and can sort of ruin games by trying to do things that just don't make sense constantly. However, in my many hours of playing this game, these people are few and far between, with anything, people wanting to be a martyr like they were a sister of battle of Saint Celestine from 40k. That may sound bad thanks to the limited reinforcements, but has led to some hilarious and great moments in game. Another worry of main character syndrome, similar to something that may happen in Deep Rock Galactic or other PvE games with a resupply system, is someone deciding to take it all for themselves. Let me just say this now. 2 divers, each can take 2. 3, whoever is the lowest on ammo and stims takes 2. 4, everyone takes 1. It really isn't hard, especially when you constantly see your own supplies of everything. Another thing I have seen and trying to warn off when playing with others is doubling on stratagems or bringing ones that are too redundant. I don't care that the gas orbital worked one time for you really well. We don't need it on a blitz mission, nor do we need 2 380s and a napalm orbital. Some are good, like 2 rail cannons or turrets, especially on defense missions on higher difficulties. This is the only time I'll be bringing up builds, as despite what everyone else will say, you really don't need to follow a meta to enjoy this game. Are there stratagems and weapons I think you should never bring and need to be reworked? Oh, absolutely. But I will never tell someone not to bring them outright unless it's a fucking arc thrower or a mortar on a non-defense mission. The only time I will tell someone what to get is someone's just starting out and in need of certain things. That rant aside, another good thing about the Battlefield moments in this game is one I originally wanted to make a whole video on, but it'd be too short as there isn't enough to say about it. That being the fact that the devs and fans love to say everything is canon. This has become my favorite tagline of this game as well. Duh, of course, enemies bugging out, flying through the air, melting in the ground to support more units, or just overall kind of spazzing out isn't actually canon or happens in the game, isn't what they fully meant. To me, everything being canon is more interpretation. While of course the MOs are the actual story, you and what your friends do makes the canon for you. Things like my first 2 missions were as easy as voting for Super Earth so I can test the waters. Then the literal next day when I got the game, I am shipped to Oceune where my diver became obsessed with napalm and wearing fireproof armor no matter what because of those caves and the fact that bugs were literally everywhere on that map. Or being on Cyberstand and finally finding my sort of playstyle, that being shotguns and stalwarts or Maxigun for maximum damage onto the Devastators. While my friends who loved the Expendables would mop up Voxes and tanks. I could tell actual stories of missions I have remember well, but that makes this video way too long. I do, however, have a friend and a veteran of the game, a small retelling of his first big fight on the creek. Landing anywhere on the planet, he and the randoms he had spent multiple hours on attempting to free the planet from the tyranny are surrounded and his lasers fly overhead the moment you land. While this was before War Striders and Vox engines, the Helldivers were also less equipped and knew less of their enemy, which is what made the Creek so deadly and memorable despite future battles and drops being far deadlier. Oceune and Cyberstan alone double if not triple the count individually over Malevelon Creek. Another aspect of being your own diver is one I have not seen as many people talk about as I thought there would be going into the game, and that is the drip diving. Every Helldiver I've come across in my many hours of playing this game, there is one consistency between all of them, and that is that no diver, no matter how, besides new ones obviously, looks the exact same. Of course, there are the ones that like to cosplay as ODST, the specific armor set from a war bond, but that is few and far between, as even a simple thing as having a different cape can add so much character to one person you're playing with. This helps players feel more connected to their diver and feel more unique, despite the fact that in lore, divers are expendable people with propaganda doing the heavy lifting. Oh, on this note, if I see anyone being a truth enforcer anywhere on the video, I will hunt you down. It is the same reason people don't like this game as people who don't like 40k. Now, I have been talking about when things or players go wrong and how players can affect that, but what about when everything goes right? There are so many ways things can go wrong, but when you and your team lock in together, bringing the right gear, targeting enemies based off their loadout, and having a diver for everything from stealthing objectives to drawing the enemy away, the many different ways you can play the game allows for some truly epic moments in the game, especially if you're playing with friends, and try to get some roleplay as well, treating it like you are actually in a squad and in the moment. Corny? Oh, absolutely. I will not lie about that. But corny is good, especially if you're enjoying what you are doing with your friends. And this is more than just getting a ton of kills and having no one die. It can be in many different ways, from saving a friend from a bad situation with stims, or sneaking around a patrol so you can catch your breath and regroup, or on a commando mission, keeping you stealthy and stopping bot drops. Now, this is where I'm going to end it today. I do have more to say on Helldivers as a whole, but it is off topic from this video. I hope I was able to get my point across for fans and those interested in the game. If you did like this video and want to see more, like, subscribe, share with anyone interested in the game. I'll see you next week.